Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1 with me, Jamal Ratnayaka. Before we head into our stories in detail, let's start off with a look at headlines. President said Parliament will be reconvened on the 5th, says Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The seat of the Prime Minister in Parliament will be allocated to Mahinda Rajapaksa. New US ambassador to Sri Lanka hands over credentials to the President. Motorists using the Southern Expressway advised to be cautious due to rain. In your lead story for this afternoon, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says President Maithripala Sirisena had said Parliament will be reconvened on the 5th of November. The Prime Minister made this statement during a discussion with university lecturers which was held at the Prime Minister's office today.
I
believe, as you said, Parliament will be convened on the 5th. The President has decided to convene Parliament on the 5th. The stock market has gone up. That depicts the hope of the people. I believe that imports will also rise. We are holding discussions with everyone regarding this.
The Speaker's Media Unit says that at the next parliamentary session, the seat of the Prime Minister will be reserved for Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. According to the Speaker's Media Unit, this is being done since Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa's name has been gazetted as the Prime Minister. Public servant should take action and comply with the latest gazette issued by the head of state. Accordingly, the Speaker's Media Unit stated that the necessary arrangements will be made by the staff at the Parliament. However, the office stated that the Speaker would not intervene in the process. 4 new ambassadors appointed to Sri Lanka, including the newly appointed US ambassador, handed over credentials to President Maithripala Sirisena.
Alina Teplitz was appointed the US ambassador to Sri Lanka. Akira Sugiyama has been appointed as the Japanese ambassador to Sri Lanka. Eric Lavertou has been appointed ambassador of the Republic of France. Ashraf Haidari has been appointed as the ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan.
A program to distribute leaflets of the Frontline Socialist Party was held opposite the Fort Railway Station today.
Ranil Wickremesinghe has now remembered parliamentary democracy. We have to ask whether he enacted parliamentary democracy. When the Singapore FTA was being signed, they did not show it to parliament. When ENICs were brought to deprive the rights of the people, they did not see democracy. When the university students and others were protesting and when they were attacking them with batons, they did not see the democracy. Now they have begun to shout. We are happy, at least when they are losing power, that they have remembered democracy.
A seminar on the current economic crisis in Sri Lanka named The Past, Present and Future of the Sri Lankan Economy was held at the Organisation of Professional Associations of Sri Lanka's main hall. Meanwhile, in more local news, a suspect who was transporting heroin in a car in Negombo has been arrested. According to the Excise Department, a car was found transporting 700 grams and 100 milligrams of heroin. The Excise Department stated that the value of the stock of heroin was close to 1 million rupees. The stock of heroin was brought from Hambantota. The Excise Department stated that the suspect is to be produced before court today. A shooting has been reported opposite the Pinnaduwa filling station.
Police said that 2 suspects who had arrived on a motorbike with covered faces had intimidated the employees of the filling stations and robbed money. It has been reported that 32,500 rupees had been robbed. Police said that at the time of the robbery, they had shot at the air and an empty bullet shell was found there. Further investigations are being carried out regarding the incident that took place last night.
A baby elephant of about 5 months has been found in the Kilinochchi area after being attacked by a crocodile. According to our correspondent, the villagers had seen the baby elephant near the Kilinochchi Forest Reserve. The elephant was transported to Kilinochchi Wildlife Office and had been admitted to the Giritare Wildlife Hospital. Wildlife officers said that the baby elephant came from the Kilinochchi Forest Reserve. Officials at the Giritale Wildlife Hospital stated that 3 legs of the baby elephant were injured in a crocodile attack. The veterinarians of Giritale said the elephant, which is 3 feet tall, is now recovering. Two Sri Lankan men from Singapore were arrested at the BIA by customs for attempting to smuggle a stock of foreign manufactured cigarettes into the country. The customs said the suspects had concealed 14,500 cigarettes and 72 cartons in a secret compartment in their luggage. The value of the contraband is estimated at 725,000 rupees. The duo were imposed a fine of 25,000 rupees and 10,000 rupees each and thereafter released. Shifting our attention to some news from here at home now, UNP parliamentarian Ajit P. Pereira spoke at a press briefing this morning.
President Maithripala Sirisena is made to convene Parliament on the 5th instead of the 16th. This is a victory. We make a fair request. We will settle this on the 5th. We will remain here until then. We will respect the opinion of the majority in Parliament. That is democracy. That is the legal process. Now it is the turn of the Parliament. This is the book authored by Erskine May about parliamentary practice. This is the book that contains the standing orders of Parliament. There was a rumour that the Parliament will be convened, but the no confidence will not be taken up for debate. That will be done in another month. There is no Parliament in the country that can do what it wants. The Speaker has the complete authority to create the agenda of the Parliament. To settle this issue as soon as possible, the Speaker must act according to the Constitution, the standing orders and the parliamentary practice. I believe that the Speaker will soon decide who has the majority confidence in Parliament.
Taking a look at yet another story from here at home, a seminar on the current economic crisis in Sri Lanka named The Past, Present and Future of the Sri Lankan Economy was held at the Organisation of Professionals Association of Sri Lanka's main hall.
Currently, we have capital in the country, but it is flowing out rather than in. Through a new liberal country, they have stolen money for 40 years and now we are in a debt crisis. Debt is another method of feeding the capitalists. They use their capital and lend money to the government. This is the biggest scam in the world. The capitalists in the country are immune to taxes. Neither do they save, they only consume. If we do not increase savings to at least 35%, we won't accumulate enough capital to invest. The government does not seem to be interested to promote this. Now they speak of a market deficit. In simple terms, a market deficit means the difference between imports and exports. This was 8,873 million USD in 2016. It rose to 9,619 million USD in 2017. This is how the deficit was risen by just 1 year. In 2013, state debt as a percentage of GDP was 70.8%. In 2014, it was 71.3%. Eventually, in 2016, it was 78.8%. At the end of 2017, that has gone up to 80%. This is how the economy has been managed. When we talk about the stats, we have to raise the question, who is responsible for managing the economy in this manner? Whose sins are we paying? The first instance when the economy collapsed is the time the bond scam happened.
And that's a wrap of Lunchtime News on TV1 for this afternoon. For a comprehensive report of these stories and more, simply log on to our award-winning website www.newsfirst.lk. For the Newsfirst team, I am Zama Ratnayaka. Good afternoon.